You don't want to just be looking at trends and looking at what people want. You want to have something so on your heart that you just have to say it. You don't care where.
You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I am dropping in today with a Instagram live that I did all about stop trying to be her and watch your content and your business explode. Like I said, this is an Instagram live that I did, and it is just so fucking good that I knew that I had to share it with the podcast. And if you are looking to come and work with me, but you didn't think that you were ready yet for the Fraud Squad Mastermind or one-to-one coaching, I have such a treat for you that I have opened the From Imposter to Empowered program. That is the program that is going to get coaches and online service providers to 5K bare fucking minimum months. So you are going to know exactly how to make 5K months when you come into this program, and it is less than $350 a month to join this program with hot seat coaching calls, the full as fuck curriculum that is your how-to for everything: how to overcome imposter syndrome, how to overcome comparison, how to sign a client, how to separate when you're selling one-to-one coaching or selling a group or selling a course. I have put everything and my heart and soul into this curriculum. You will also get access to my content course, Unfiltered and Filthy Rich, as well as the sales course, Six Figure Stories. Like I said, hot seat coaching calls. There is a Slack community for further coaching and support outside of the calls. And this is the program that is going to help you overcome imposter syndrome and scale your online business to 5K bare fucking minimum months. And then you're going to come into the Fraud Squad Mastermind when you are ready to hit those 10K plus months. And I know that there are so many people in my podcast audience who are between that 0 to 3K a month place, and they're ready to turn the fucking dial up to 5K months. And this is going to be your safe place. This is going to be your home to fucking do that. Okay. I am the mindset queen. I'm the imposter syndrome queen. And we finally have a container for you that is less than $350 a month. So you can grow your business to 5K months and start making the money that you truly want to make, start showing up the way that you want to be showing up as that authority, as that person in the space that people want to fucking work with. And you're going to do that in the From Imposter to Empowered program. Okay, so you can go to the link in my show notes and check out the sales page for the From Imposter to Empowered program. And from there, you can join in directly, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at your Coach Jill if you have any questions at all. I love you so much, and I hope that you enjoy this Instagram live, and I'll see you guys later.
Hello, loves. I have my Coke Zero. I'm ready to go on a rant. Okay? We are on day 3 of the Unfiltered Content Mini Mind launch. I'm so excited for the women who have jumped in. So the whole reason why I wanted to jump on today was because my client and I were talking in Voxer today, and she said a side effect that I didn't realize in working with you. Hi, Ariel. I'm so excited that you're in the Content Mini Mind. She said a side effect to working with you that I didn't realize is that I am just so proud of the content that I'm creating. Like, I am so proud of the content that I'm creating, and I feel so in my own lane. I was like, yes. She said, I feel so in my own lane. And that's exactly what we want when you are creating your content, right? That's exactly what we want. is that we want you to feel like you can look at everybody else and be unbothered. But so many of you are looking at other people and being like, what am I doing wrong? Some of you may be even looking at other people and being like, I need to do that. So you try and replicate. You try to like duplicate what they're doing, but like just in your own voice. But that doesn't feel good either. Maybe it feels good if you get engagement on it, whatever it is. Hugo's going crazy out there. That may potentially feel good for a second. But at the end of the day, it's not you. And you may be telling yourself, but I'm not capable of creating that kind of content. But you are. You absolutely are. Right? So something that you'll learn in Unfiltered is that you will be the creator of your content, not just the follower. Right? You will be the creator of your content, the person who has the idea and then watches it come to life. Because when you are looking at other people, when you're scrolling, like, I have to be honest, so many people spend way too much time consuming somebody else's content. We don't give a fuck. The only content that I consume is my clients and my coaches. That's it. And when I find that I'm scrolling and looking at all these other people, I'm like, oop, something's happening here. So are you consuming other people's content and looking at their shit and being like, why don't I have this? Why aren't things flowing the way it seems to flow through her content, right? But then if you say the exact same thing, even if you say the exact same thing, you notice it doesn't have the same frequency. And that's because your content emits a frequency. Your power emits a frequency and your words emit a frequency. So when you are not in your belief, when you're not confident in yourself, when you don't have clarity on how you're speaking to your ideal client, when you don't have those things, it is going to fall flat. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel like, oh, this is just a post that's going out and it feels like it's falling flat, right? Even though somebody who has a similar business to you, even if she said the exact same thing and it's fucking hitting, it's because of the frequency of her words. It's because of her belief as she was creating the content, right? And scrolling and comparing yourself and just trying to do what somebody else is doing, like, you think it's going to create the same results, but first of all, you don't even fucking want somebody else's results. You don't. You say that you do, or you think that you do, but you want to be in the driver's seat at all times. And that also means you want to build a business that is unique to you. Even if you think everything will be so much simpler when my content is bringing in 10K a month, 20K a month, right? But does it actually look like the way that you want it to look? Does your business actually reflect the life that you want? Because you creating the content of somebody else, or you looking at somebody else's content and being like, how do I do this so I can get this exact same result? It's not going to hit. It's not going to hit for your audience, and it's not going to hit for you. And it's just going to continue to make you feel not good enough. It's going to continue to make you feel like you're not doing things right. And it's going to continue that frustration in terms of, why don't I have the things that I want? Why don't I have the results that I want, right? So when I talk about like really being in your power, when I talk about that, I am not just like saying that for a fluffy reason, okay? Being in your power is knowing that your power comes from you. It's a feeling of like, I know what I'm talking about. I know I can fucking help people, right? Like, it's being in that feeling of knowing that you are the catalyst to change in somebody's life, especially as a coach, even as a service provider. It's knowing that you have the abilities, the skills, the tools to help somebody get the result, right? And being in your power is a knowing. It is like a deep certainty. So when you show up and you're sharing content, it's not for validation. It is because you have something on your heart. Like, I think a lot of us are looking at things in the wrong way in terms of, I am creating content. What are the trends? What are the trends? What do people want? How should I do this? You're asking the wrong fucking questions. You don't want to just be looking at trends and looking at what people want. You want to have something so on your heart that you just have to say it. You don't care where. The most magnetic people do not follow trends. They are just sharing what they believe, and whether it's on a static post, whether it's on a reel, whether it's on a broadcast channel, whether it's on Threads, whether it's on TikTok, whatever it is, you will see their content across all these different channels, and they're the same person. They're not following a fucking trend. They're not listening to things and being like, oh, I have to use this trending audio. Because when you look at it that way, it's how do I be enough so I can get the result, versus showing up as if I am already enough. And this is my message. Something that I was really thinking about is how the women who are already inside Unfiltered are action takers. They are taking action. They are doing the thing. They are implementing. So if you are somebody who is struggling with even being consistent, and I'm not saying that like you can't have your down days, but when you show up, are you actually fucking passionate about what you're doing? Are you passionate about what you're doing? Are you excited about what you're doing? And I don't mean like excited, like, but are you just like, fuck, like I just have something to say. I want to share this, you know? And I know it can get monotonous. I know that it can feel like you are just going through the motions, but you need to break that up. Because when you start just seeing things as tasks, we can feel that. Your audience can feel that. But your work is to be an activator. Especially if you're a coach, your work is to be an activator. Your work is to do the fucking thing and activate others into action, for them to feel something different when they consume your content, right? That is how you get loyal as fuck audience members. Like, that is how you get clients who are like, I just needed to work with you. Because you actually give a fuck about what you're doing. You actually have a passion about what you're doing. When I've had clients in the past who are like, oh, I just can't find the time. I can't even be consistent. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, because a part of you has to want it. You have to fucking want it, because showing up, it's simple. Like, it's extremely simple. You show up online. It's extremely simple. You don't need to be told how to do that, okay? But that's not all there is. And that's why not everybody online is making thousands of dollars, right? It's not just about showing off and checking it off and being like, I offered today. Okay, I'm done. You need to be intentional, and it needs to feel like you give a fuck. Because if you don't seem like you give a fuck, people are going to see that. And why would we want to hire somebody who doesn't seem like they care? Sometimes people can get so entitled in terms of like, I want somebody to pay me thousands of dollars and I can't even stay consistent. I can't even look like I'm having a good fucking time when I show up, right? Like, we have to get this through our heads that this is our fucking job. And content creation is so much more fun, and like, it feels so good, and you feel in your power when you actually have something to say. And when this is just something that you know is required to actually do the work you want to do. Like, don't get me wrong, creating content is super fun for me, but this is not the only reason why I do this. Like, I am not just a content creator, I am a coach. I am a business owner, and I love doing the coaching. Like, the coaching is the work for me, but I have to love doing this part as well, the showing up and the giving the value and engaging with my community and selling. Like, this is a big part of it. And I'm not saying, again, you can have an off day, you can feel like shit, but like, that's also the other piece of this is like, if you feel unqualified, if you feel like, well, I feel like I don't have a lot to say, you need to be doing the inner work. That just tells me that like you are not doing the inner work, the mindset work, the self-development work. Entrepreneurship is just one big personal development journey, and nobody is perfect. I did not realize that it would be such a catalyst to like, I'm just a different person. And it's not that you grow into some different person that you don't recognize. You're just becoming who you were always supposed to be. That is the result of doing this kind of work. And I fucking love it. If you are a coach and you don't love personally developing and doing the fucking work on yourself and doing the healing and like getting in there, because I know when I am fucking tapped in, when I am doing my EFT tapping, when I am reading books, when I am consuming trainings in programs that I'm in courses that I'm in, when I'm going inwards, I always have something to say. Something always comes up. Always. Because if I am not evolving, there's nothing to fucking talk about. We're always learning. We're always growing. And maybe you don't have any creativity. Maybe you don't have any ideas because you're spending a lot of time scrolling and trying to be like, what is the thing that I need to do to get the clients? But you're not looking at your fucking self and being like, what do I need to work on right now? What do I need to believe? Right? Especially as a coach. Like, again, it's our job to personally evolve. I will do this fucking work until the cows come home. Like, I love working on myself. I don't see it as a chore. And I know that there are a lot of people who are like, oh, you don't always need to be working on yourself, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't need to be so heavy. It can be, I had a limiting belief and I have this thought. How am I going to fucking work on it? How am I going to undo this? Because your brain is what creates your business. And that's why, like, when I work with clients, it's not just about, like, here's the strategy, because the strategy is fucking, like, so easy. I'm doing the same shit in my business that I've been doing for years. It's the same strategy. Show up, give value, say words, talk about offers, sell offers, sign clients. Like, it's the same strategy, but I am such a different person. It has a different frequency. I'm so in my actual power now versus before when I was just doing the strategy and being like, where's the results? But if that was the case, everybody would be successful. If that was the case, everybody would be fucking successful, you know? So people hire you because of you and how you do it. There are so many coaches out there who do exactly what I do, but I don't feel in competition with them. Why would I when nobody can do it like me? Nobody can create a resource that is exactly like the resources that I create, even if they tried, because it's me. Nobody can create a container. Nobody can coach like how I coach because it's me. And that is your power too. Is like, I cannot coach like you. I cannot show up like you. I cannot be you. And you cannot be me. And that is the best fucking part of this all. is like when you truly acknowledge that, and if you're uncomfortable with that, if you're like, but what's so special about me? That is where you need to do the work. Because that is why people are going to work with you, is because of who you are. And when you're unapologetic about that, and when you just show up and you create your content, you talk about your topics and you give your fucking value and you do all these things, not from the place of, I'm doing this because I think it's going to yield a result for me, but doing it because it's on your heart, because you love talking about this, because you're experienced in it, because you know what you're talking about, because you're doing your work. People feel it. Your audience feels it. And people are going to fuck with you because of who you are. Like, they are going to be like, I want to work with this person, even though there's 10 other coaches or whoever that do the same thing, right? Like, I had a client in the Fraud Squad. The Fraud Squad is my mastermind. And she was saying like how she has an app that is really similar to Voxer. And she was like, oh, I just saw that a really big coach came out with an app that is similar to ours. And she has a huge audience and blah, blah. And I was like, you're in your own lane. Who gives a fuck what that coach is doing? Even if it's an app that does the exact same thing, it's not your app and hers isn't yours. You are in your own lane. And stay in your own lane. If you look too hard at what other people are doing, you will fall off your path, right? It's like if you were like in a race, like a horse race, and you are the horse, and they have those like blinders on because they need to stay focused on their path. They're not looking to see, where's this horse? Where's this horse? In yoga, whenever I do the dancer's pose, the one where you like hold up your foot, if I was looking at everyone else in the room, I would topple over, but I don't. I pick a spot and I focus on that and I stay balanced. I stay on point because I have the focus of my own goals and I'm not trying to create a fucking business like this person or this coach, even if they're huge. And it's like, that's amazing, but her path is hers and this is mine. And if you really trust yourself, if you really believe like, I am going to get to that result, to that success, no matter what, if you really believe that, you're not looking at other people. You're not. So when I talk about being in Unfiltered, which is my content mini mind, like, this container is not about being fucking consistent. Absolutely not. If you can't even be consistent, if you can't even show up for your fucking business, I love you, but let's work on that first. You are not anybody else. And that is your fucking superpower. You will eliminate the imposter syndrome and the blocks that are getting in the way of you being fully fucking you in your marketing. The drama, the limitations, everything that is holding you back. I care about like, who are you? And is that coming through your content? And are you realizing that you have something that no one else has? No one else has it but you. And is that really coming through in your content? And are you really activating your clients, your potential clients? Are you activating them into action? Right? Or are you believing that like, it's just going to take a long time? People don't really care about what I'm doing. It's not working. Are you feeding into those beliefs, or are you being the woman that fucking moves and actually believes that people are better off with your work? Do you believe that? Because you will after you're in Unfiltered. You will believe that like, how dare you not fucking sell your offer? How dare you? Because there are people who are waiting for you to sell your offer, to show up powerfully, to actually say the thing that they are thinking in their head and that you're saying to them and they're like, how are you in my head right now? Right? And you'll learn how to confidently show up online and create content that is authentic to you, that is bold, that has your brand voice, like your brand voice, not somebody else's, yours, and magnetizes your dream clients to your offers. Like, I am so obsessed with all the clients who I have right now because they are all so perfect because of how I speak to them, because of how I speak to you and call you in, because I actually fucking care about this work. And I'm excited about it, and I love it, and I love doing it, right? And why would you want to fucking work with somebody who's like, yeah, like, if you want to work with me, I guess, right? We want people to pay us thousands of dollars, and we want to be so apathetic and cool as a cucumber about it. And like, yeah, I could create that content. I could sell. I could be a little bit more like intentional with the content. No, fuck that. Are you called or are you not? Is this what you want or is it not? How are you feeling? Fired up? And like I said, if you are not feeling qualified, if you feel unqualified, that just tells me you're not moving. Like, you're not taking action. And you just need to decide that, like, I'm qualified, I can do this, and you have to take the action. Like, in high school, so in high school, in like grade 11, I was like, oh my God, if I want to go to a university that is good, I have to get my ass in gear, because I was just, it was high school. Like, I was just coasting. It's easy, but like, I wasn't doing that well. And then I was like, fuck, if I want scholarships, if I want fucking bursaries, if I want to be able to go to university, like a good university, then I need to start getting good grades. I just decided. And then I did it. And everyone was kind of like, oh, you're actually smart. And it's because I just decided, like, this is who I am now. I am just somebody who gets good grades. I'm just going to work towards being that person. And I was on the honor roll and blah, blah, blah. It's high school. But like, why aren't you just deciding that you are somebody that people want to pay? And imagine what your content will look like when you actually decide on that. When you actually decide on that and you're not looking at somebody else's content being like, how can I just do what she is doing? I love you guys so much. Let me know how you like this live in the comments. Mwah. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to learn how you can work with me, where you can buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and how to get on my email list for free. Screenshot this episode and add it to your Instagram stories, tagging me at YourCoachJill. See you next time.